Hey guys, so mainly today's just a filler video. Um, I'm going to be playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is one of my favorite games of all time, I have to say. Um, there's people who are like, oh, it's not that good of a game, but in my opinion, it's a great game. Um, and while I'm at it, I'll probably end up talking more about the new one, mainly just because I'm kind of upset about it because of how it's everything that I've heard about it, it's not going to turn out too well. So I'm just doing instant action. I'm doing a bunch of different things. Well, not a bunch. I'm doing like my favorite things to do. So there's first off is Mos Eisley Assault Mode, which is heroes versus villains. That's what it is. Um, those of you who have played this would know. Oh yeah, he's doing that. Um, those of you who don't, um, it's you can play as like each hero or each villain. I prefer playing as villains, even though villains are at a disadvantage at this game. I would know. I played this enough to know that this game does not treat us villains fairly. Not always. Um, where did? Oh, crap! I really hate that. Oh, yeah, okay, I did kill him. It looks like. Um, it's telling me how to do everything just because I've not played with this name before. Hey, Mace. Yeah. Okay. Um. So this is just a filler video, just because Snow and I didn't have a chance to record as much as we would have liked to last night. But uh, the new one, from what I've read, it's going to have, it's gonna supposedly be a great game, but they're really making it for almost everything to be paid DLC. I mean, it's only gonna be the Civil War, the Galactic Civil War, so stormtroopers and rebels, no clones and droids and stuff. But that's supposedly what they're saying that they're doing. There's not going to be space battles, um, and I'm just talking the vanilla game with no DLC. There's not going to be space battles. There's, from what I've heard, there's no instant action. The closest thing you're going to get to instant action is like Battlefront missions, I believe it's what it's called. Um, Battlefront missions is what it's called, from what I've read. Um, and it's gonna be cooperative. But another thing that I love about this game is, especially, well, I always played it with my dad and my brother, and that's what we loved was the co-op aspect of it. Um, but and no matter what you do, there's always co-op and there's bots. Only way you're gonna be able to play with bots, from what I read, is Battlefront missions, and it's no instant action from also what I've read. Um, but that's kind of a given thing that's almost always in Battlefront, so they don't have that, that's not very good. But one of the developers literally posted, no, there's not going to be instant action. And so that's going to suck, if there really isn't. Um, and then, so, it's not going to be as big as, Battlefields, so it's not going to be 64-64, or a 64 person server, it's going to be 40% server. So that also takes away, because if you're going to have multiplayer and you're not going to have the bots, which is a key aspect from what I believe is Battlefront, um, it's another one of those games that you cannot get the full value um, without being able to play online. And I know quite a few people who played Battlefront when you couldn't play online. Like, I have played it online, but the most enjoyment I've got from it is not playing it online. It's mostly doing this stuff by myself or with my friends, because, like, the original Xbox version had a great upside to PlayStation 2, which I did not know for the longest time, was that it was 4-player split screen. So you could play campaign 4 people, and you could do a bunch of other things that you couldn't do on the PS2. Well, just 4-player co-op. So I finally got it for Xbox. But it's just everything that I've read, and I was suspecting this just because it's DICE. It's gonna be a Star Wars skinned Battlefield game, and it's not even gonna be that good because um um it's going to be they might release, supposedly they're gonna release a thing where you can customize your own maps, and you can customize your own maps and do space battles, but that's a paid DLC right there. There's one, and then they're probably gonna do one for the new saga that they're doing in movie wise. And then if they decide to do a prequel one, it's also gonna be paid DLC. So there's 3 paid DLCs that are basically already planned in order to get everything Star Wars that you would want. But that's still not very good because I'm knowing DICE and new. Okay, Yoda just deflected my rocket. That was unexpected. Alright, that one you didn't deflect. I'm in trouble. I'm gonna fly away. Thank you guys. Later. Um, so right there, it's only gonna be on next gen consoles. Most likely it will not have split screen just because it's a DICE game. It's not something that they generally do with like Battlefield. I don't know if there ever was a split screen Battlefield game. Just because of how big the maps are, maybe. Um, that's another thing. So, those of you who played Battlefront 1, first Battlefront, you guys remember how there was no space battles, there were just, fighters that you could fly around the map while people were, but the maps weren't very big to support it, so knowing DICE, I know they're going to be able to support that, which are, from what I've heard, is what they're doing, because you can't do space battles. But, it's just not a Battlefield game, Battlefront game, it's just Battlefield, and even then it's a bad one, just because it's Star Wars skinned is what they're really pulling it for on. I mean, graphics they're gonna do, but I honestly, I don't care how good graphics are. I just care about how good the gameplay is. Um, that's all I care about when I play a game. I mean, sometimes if the game mechanics are messed up because of bad graphics, that's different, but, it's not really something that I really care about so much, just because I get a game for its gameplay, not about. And that I've noticed has become a trend. More games have focused more on graphics than anything. Like I can go back and play a game called Champions of the North, which I probably will do a gameplay, but it will probably be a 4-person gameplay because it's a 4-player co-op RPG, and it's one of my favorite games. Also, most of my favorite games are from PS2. This I originally played on PS2 for the longest time. I got Time Splitters, which also that is not just PS2, but that's what I played it on. That's another thing is, for the longest time, you could get on PS2 or, well, PS2 because once Xbox Live went down, they got rid of it. But on PS2, you could, um, you could get on PS2, PSN because that's still up. At least it was still up for a long time, longer than Xbox Live on original Xbox, on PS2. And you could get on and play the first one or the second one, and I played it, and it was really fun because you could, I believe, have up to 64 people. Um, but if you didn't, there were fill-in bots, and so you had a great battle like this going on, which you will not find on the giant. You will not always find on the giant maps of that DICE are famous for making, with only 40 people and no bots. Um, so that's another. That's where I view as a good Star Wars game is, or Star Wars Battlefront game, is the ability to have bots, ability to play split screen with your friends, co-op. A single player campaign is always nice because there was the story of the first one didn't really have tons of a story, but the second one definitely did. It was you playing through, starting through from Geonosis onward. Um, or no, you didn't do Geonosis. You started on Magneto, and you were the 501st. You were one of the clones in the 501st, and that was the squadron that was with as a squad that more generally was with Anakin, um, kind of, and they were the ones with the blue armor, and that's really who you play through on this. Well, I mean, if you play the normal rifle clone trooper, with the exception of I believe Geonosis and I think Kashyyyk, um, you're playing as a 501st. Um, General, I got this. Oh, sorry, brother. Um, so I honestly, I think it'll be a decent game. The fact that you have to pay DLC for most of the stuff is upsetting. That's kind of what they did with Advanced Warfare. You have to pay extra for zombies, which I was kind of upset about, but I had already gotten the season pass, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I know other people were really upset with that. You should have had one map that you didn't have to pay for, but I'm gonna let that slide. Um, but DICE announced this in 2013, or yeah, it was 2013, I believe, and so they've had enough time to make it um, have the prequel saga and have the um, I can understand DLC for that, but you also should really include um, space battles because a lot of people like them. I know some people don't, but a lot of people like them. I want them to have hunts again, just not make it as overpowered. Hunts was really fun, but they're probably not going to do that because they're taking away a lot of the main aspects of this game. For the new one, when they said originally when they first doing it that we're making Star Wars Battlefront the DICE way, I was really just like kind of scared about that. I didn't know what they were meaning, and now the more that I've heard, kind of understand it. Um, I'm just, I'm hoping that it's a good game. I'm hoping that I'm wrong about everything, that it will be a good game and it's not just Battlefield with a Star Wars skin slapped on it. But from the way I heard, from everything that I've heard, that's the way it's heading. Um, okay, that just went through Luke. Okay, just went through Luke again. Ow, that's stupid. Um, so also, this is another thing, and they've been good about it with Battlefield at least. But another game that I loved was that I used to play was Time Splitters, and that was a great game. It had bots that you could choose how many bots were in each match, unless you were doing a challenge. Um, you choose how many bots were in each match and who was what, and then there were tons of different characters you could pick from. You could choose the weapons that you started with and the weapons on the map, and some, well, very few had vehicles in the third one, Future Perfect. But it was a great game. They were working on it for. I believe now they've got the fan-made one that they're working on. That is going to be PC and I believe PS4 only. It's going to be, it's like a remix or remaster, and it's multiplayer only. So, I mean, that would be fun to do that again, is play that again. But you know, that's another thing. I wonder if the people making it are going to remove the bot aspect, but whatever. But it also had an online feature, and by the time I actually got to typical EA took down their servers for that game. And another thing that really upset with me was it was not backwards compatible with 360, which really upset me, but whatever. Because I had a chance to get it for 360, so I could play it again because I didn't have my PS2 at the time. But it was a typical EA thing to do, and like I said, at that time it had been a long time since either Future Perfect or Battlefront 2 had come out, and I was still able to play online with other people on those two, and not those. I know that Battlefront 2 still has a lot of love on the PC, and you can still play online on the PC right now, I believe. So that's another thing. If you guys want, you guys can check out. Okay then. So I was just gonna voice my opinion on it. I love Battlefront, and I hope that the new one's good. You guys will not see gameplay of it on my channel for a while at least, because when it comes out, I don't know what I will have. If I have a PS4, I'll probably, if I get a chance to borrow it from a friend, I will, but I'm not really too in a hurry to buy it. You're most likely going to see me getting Black Ops 3 over that, mainly just because my brother's really into Call of Duty, and him and I game share on PS3. So if we get PS4s before Black Ops 3, it is my turn to buy the next game, so I'm willing to be. So you guys just saw a little glitch. I stopped. That sounds like it's about time to end it. These matches can go on for a while. Had I just done hunts, you guys would have seen a couple of them, but you didn't. So I am going to end it right about after I kill Ayla Sakura. Alright, next time I die, I'm going to see how many I can take with me. Oh, that was great teamwork. Nice double team. Django. Oh, alright. So it's really close. I don't ever remember how to read this. So I'm just gonna, sign off. Talk to you guys later.